Peter McGuire is with us on the phone line, Chief Market Strategist, FX Global Capital, joining us from Sydney. Peter, thank you so much for taking time out to talk to us. It was amazing the way the euro reacted yesterday, even though we saw negative news from Spain in terms of Catalonia asking for a bailout and even concerns on recession hardening. Still, the euro didn't really react. In your opinion, how do you see euro moving in the anticipation of two events, the ECB meet and the Jackson Hole, Wyoming conference?
Well, good morning, Ashel. Look, I think that's what's happened is quite simply we've seen the situation in Europe. We've had those successful bond auctions in Spain and Italy. They were very well received at lower than what we were expecting as far as the yield. I think everyone's in there sitting on their hands waiting for Bernanke's comments. Also, Draghi not going to Jackson Hole, but attending to matters on the homeland himself probably puts a little bit more weight behind it. So everyone's just thinking, well, you know, with the euro at nearly a 7-week high against the US dollar, it's just a wait-and-see game.
And what are the near-term targets on the euro on the dollar, according to you?
Well, I think you've got to be looking at possibly even 126.5 from the current levels against the US dollar. The US dollar index, of course, is retreated. And I think that's probably, you know, where we'll sit. I think over the next couple of days, I wouldn't be surprised to see the euro edge higher against the US dollar.
What about some of the emerging market currencies such as the rupee? How do you see the rupee moving?
I think it'll be dependent upon what we see coming out of Wyoming. If Bernanke goes there and I think it'll be very much the status quo. I don't see a lot of movement for the emerging market currencies over the short term. I'm saying over the next couple of days. I think it'll be very, very subdued trading. I think most of the markets will just sit on their hands. There's not a great deal of pressure on the market at the moment. The equity markets are relatively flat, and everything just seems to be just taking a little bit of a breather, waiting for Jackson Hole.
And if we see disappointment from both these events, Jackson Hole and the ECB meet, do you think we could see complete retracement of whatever has happened till now in the euro? We might see a big sell-off?
I think so. I wouldn't be surprised, depending upon what comes out of there and what comes out of you know, the ECB's meeting next week. So it's going to be interesting. I think that there's a lot of nervousness out there. You've seen gold move very heavily to the upside, Ashel, in the last week or so. It's up 3-odd%. Let's just, you know, and of course, I think that's going to be the major concern at the moment. Even, you know, the gold market, that's just flattened out over the last, you know, 12 to 18 hours as far as trade. There's been little movement on that market. So I think that it's just a wait-and-see game. These things happen in the markets, and there's just not a lot of great news. Well, we're waiting for that news to be released.
All right, Peter. Thank you so much for joining us there. Good to get those thoughts from you.